Merry Metal! So here's another vlog tonight, and this is updating my Garn, what I'm up to with my Garn. I've gone crazy. I've started lots of WIPs. I haven't really finished anything yet. So where do we start? Where do we start? I've got all these pictures of files I really want to do. So I started doing a poncho based on a Novita, Nativa. I can't even think today's Novita. Yeah, Novita Garn company, and this is a poncho, but I've done it in a Gaelic or Celtic chakra color scheme, and I've just got 10 more centimeters of round to do in a 2x2 rib for the roll neck. I can't think. What's it? The turtleneck. And then I will do the tassels, and then I'll do some blocking. One of the blankets. So I basically have 7 blankets in again another Novita pattern, and the colorways are here. I've showed these before when I'll just go like this. That's a bit better. The lighting in here is pretty bad. Oopsie. Oopsie. We'll just put this one up there. So I've got these. So this is one that I'm hopefully will have finished soon. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 blankets. Throws. And I love, you know, one of the things I do like about the Stranger Things is actually the vintage everything. I just love vintage things. And this is actually granny squares, just choose granny squares, inspired by a throw which you see on a couple of episodes of season 1, and I just love that color scheme. Just like, oh, it makes me happy. So I'm going to do 7 squares by 5, so 35 squares, but I'm going to do 7 squares, block it, attach them, then do another 7, block it, sorry, attach it, block it, and then on and on and on, like that. And so there's the chocolate version and also the blonde. And I also want to make a whole bunch of, hello puppies, my boys. Look at you. You're so cute. No, my spunky dudes. Yeah. So having ducks in my office just makes me happy. I want to do, you know, the 70s granny square vest. I so want to just pump out a whole stack of those. So I'm going to do a vest in each of these 2 colorings, and also a whole bunch of others. So I want to do one with purple and cherry red. Just a whole lot of vintage inspired color combinations, especially from the 70s. Especially when everything's grey and drab. It just makes me feel happy. Okay, so this is all my washing that's drying. So, alright, so I'm going to mention something that's happened. Oh, so upset. I love bamboo needles, working with bamboo needles. But look at Brooke. Only downside to cheap shit, you know, is when they do that. So, alright, so this 3.75 millimeter circular needle is actually yeah, sorry, it's the one that broke. The plastic here, where did I find it? And like halfway to, I was like, oh shit, if I lost the stitches. But it is actually 40 centimeters, whereas my my Knit Pros, they're, hang on, just open this up. Okay. Whereas these guys, the green tube is 60 centimeters. So, you know, I was like, okay, so I had to swap them over. There's a 3.75. The pattern actually asked for a 4 millimeter 4mm 60 centimeter circular knitting needle, but I'm using a 80. Oh, hang on, I got this back to front here. Sorry, it asks for a 40 centimeter 4mm circular knitting needle to do the collar or the turtleneck of the poncho. I'm actually using a 3.75 switched over to a 60 centimeter because it broke. The cheapy bamboo broke. Very upset with that. But you know, sometimes you do get what you pay for, so it's great to start off getting some of the cheapy stuff, but if you can switch things out for better quality down the track, then do so. Especially when, you know, we're in a situation or position where supply chains aren't always guaranteed and prices go up. So, you know, when you can switch things out and get a better quality. So let's put this down. So I thought I'd share that unfortunate event. But I guess, you know, sharing that too, just to highlight some of the issues you get with some of the cheaper stuff. Now I also got myself a really cool, okay, I'm going to do this, and hang on, like that, because I want to be able to show my, nothing. Here we go. This is a little bit twisted, so move this up a little bit, yeah, a bit like that. Yeah, that should be right. Okay, so I got myself a crochet hook case, and I just love this one. This one's got two zip compartments, which are perfect for my bamboo crochet hooks. And I love these crochet hooks. They're like a, you know, paddle pop sort of handle, and they're just so comfy to hold. So they're steel hooks, but with a bamboo paddle pop sort of handle to them. Now I actually am going to get more of these cases for my different sets of crochet hooks. And I think this case only cost me like 15 bucks. Love it. And I love all the stags on it. I think it's just gorgeous. And that is my boy. What are you doing, Bubby? Papa. What are you doing? Papa. Mr. Fawn. He keeps looking over to check up on the ladies that are sleeping. So both my boys have lost their curly whirl on their tail. I was gutted. I was like, oh no, they've lost their curly whirls. So what are the patterns I'm really... Okay, I'm just going to do click on and I'm just going to go through. So there's a whole bunch of patterns from Skyma that I want to do. So this is what I'm aiming for to get done. I don't know if you see how many. Yeah. This one here is literally just scrap yarn to make mermaid tail keychain holders, and I think this one's by Karen. So this is another Skyma. I did this one. I'm just going to grab it, and I'll just do that for now, and I'll grab the beanie. Grab the beanie. So I did it in this colorway, which is actually one ball of Garn, and it's like one ball I've had sitting there for ages, which is very similar to what this girl's got there. However, I did a solid gold edging instead of purple, and the ties, I actually want them longer. I've got some Garn, and it's okay, it's basically crochet, and it's crochet in the front of a treble and back of the treble, and that's how you get this rib effect with the crochet. And I've got some USA spun from Lion brand Garn in this oyster, which looks a bit yellow because the light in here is pretty crappy. I'm actually going to do it in that colour as well. My girls, no, my little peepods. What are you doing? Oh, puppy ducks. You can't see Fenrir because she's so black. Just see her. My little black beauty. Yeah, my babies. I love my duckies. Yeah, puppy ducks. So this is the German company I mentioned. I don't know if you can still get the pattern from them, because you know how sometimes they discontinue a pattern, they don't have it on their site anymore. I think that's the case with this, but I just really love how it sits at the front. I've got a lot of hair, and when the ear flaps are too far back, my hair just gets in the way, whereas when it's at the front, when it's cut forward at the front like this, I find it's easier to keep my hair under control. But I want to make the braids at the front double the length because of my hair is that long. I want the braids to finish where my hair finishes. Just makes it easier because then I can wrap my double braids around the ties if I need to in the morning. I really like this coat. It's very simple. That's another schema one as well. I'm probably butchering that name. This is from the same brand. So this is basically a brick sort of stitch pattern, and it's just a little tiny gadget sort of purse. I want to make this for my camera. So when I'm out, I'm doing a lot of new photos on campus and of the botanical gardens as part of my assignments as well, and also the blog, the Duratha Botanica blog. I really love this basket. Again, it's Skymer as well, and this book cover, knitted book cover. So I'm doing a lot of photos, so I want to have a few camera pouches I can just throw over my head, like a crossbody bag. And of course I do different colours because I'm wearing different things. I really love this basic blanket and pillow cover set they have as well. This is a knit along one, and I do like these because it's a good way of practicing your gauge with different stitches. Now this one here is so cool. They remind me of toadstools, this knitted and felted pattern. Same company. And I also need to do some mats for the bathroom. Now I think this one's Caron by Caron. It's actually Lincraft. So it's a Lincraft pattern. It's actually a crochet paper chain. I just think that's so cute. I really like paper chains. You can knit paper chains too. This is back to Skymer again. So I just think these would be nice for tea light candle holders, and you could do the flowers in different colours depending on the seasons, so to reflect the flowers that are in that season. I'm going to make this is the same Skymer as well, same German company. I want to make some tops for my jam jars, etc. And this is a puff. I believe this is Caron Garn. I think this is Bernat hanging baskets. I need to do a whole lot of stack of these because I'm actually going to be using them in my greenhouses as well, not just out here in my office. And I love knitted and crocheted trees, not just for the festive season, but well, basically all year, because to me it's always a festive season. The autumnal equinox is another festive season to me. It's not just Yule. So I like doing different trees in different colours to reflect the trees and the season that I'm focusing on. I like crochet leaves as well. I like making them and putting them as little ornaments on my trees. I I should say, make also, this is Karen as well. I want to make some roll-ups for my crochet hooks and that sort of thing. Also Karen as well. So these are pot, oh god, I can't think tonight. Hot pads. Get it out, woman. And this is a really big version, and this is like a pie, which would be perfect for bakes. So I want to do some pot holders and make some more trays. I really like this is from the German company Garn. This is Scheimer. I love the use of using sticks to hang the sticks up, and these like really, you know, chunky or just, you know, large baskets. I don't know if I'd hang plants in them unless they're air plants. That would be different, but that would be so cool to do this sort of thing as an organizer. These are food pouches. It is, if you go through to Yarn Inspirations, they basically have patterns from Bernat, Karen, Lily, it's a Lily, Vanilla and Cream, and also a few other brands. A Lions brand as well. So if you go there, you'll see most of these patterns outside of the Scheimer and the Novita that I'll go through. So this is what I was mentioning before in regards to the granny square vest. I just love these. I think you can't have enough of these, and they are quite warm, you know. They don't have to be wool to be warm either. I just love this one. I love this color combination as well. I don't know if I'd make it into a tee like that. The whole point of this sort of thing is to put it over a turtleneck, you know, to layer. For me anyway. This is, I believe, Bernat. Don't quote me. It will be on Yarn Inspirations. So it's, I think it's called It's a Dude. I just like this chunky jacket. I want to make one for myself. I love this colouring. Yeah, the weirdos walking past the property again singing. Sorry guys. Just reminds me of Flame. So at this time of the year when it's fall, I love all the crimson, red and orange. Like, to me, Lugh's very golden and sunny still, even though it's time of deluge and grains. I'm almost tempted to go out there and tell it to shut up. Bloody hell. But then it sort of bleeds into fall or the autumnal equinox, with the leaves start to fall and things go crimson and purple, and I just love it. It's just yummy. Usually at Samhain I go brown, greys and black, but I'm thinking this year it's the Samhain tide, or tide of winter, or New Year, Gaelic New Year, I'm going to still carry this flaming red and orange theme through. We've added brown, more brown. For me, colours are something I really do use to set intention. So this is Karen. I just think they're the coolest slippers. Aren't they cool? They're crocheted. Like, how cool are they? So they have actually been something I've been eyeing off. Hang on, I just need a sip of my dirty coffee. It's cold as I know, Suna. That was Suna. She sounds like a dog. She sort of barks. My dog. I know. I think I've been eyeing this one for like nearly 10 years now. And it's been on the back of my mind. Oh, I want to do these. I want to do these. Because they look so chunky and fun. This is a recent additional pattern they put onto Yarn Inspirations. Don't quote me. I think it's Bernat. It's Bernat. And I want to do a fox pillow. So this is to hold your PJs in. So I think it's either Bernat or Karen. Or is it? No, it could be Red Heart. But anyway, it's on Yarn Inspirations. So if you go there, you can see all these. But I definitely want to do these. Make a PJ holder. This is a really cool idea. So I've got a bed head. So basically this is a patchwork of knitted squares of varying, you see that they're varying in shape, grafted together to actually make a bed head. So that's the right way. Headboard cover, which I think is really cool. Mine's a fake black leather, and I'm not really a fan of the black. I've wanted to go lighter in my bedroom for a while now, and I think that's one of the ways I'm just going to cover it. I really do like this storage cube. It's in a fabric garn. It's not a wool or DK garn, so you know, you can make your own, but it's more consistent if you buy a skein of already fabric garn. This is a really cool bag, as sorry, a storage basket as well, which is also on Yarn Inspirations, so I like the handles on it. Okay, so I have a crush on the burnout blankets. I think they're awesome. Like, there's so many burnout blankets I love. I just love the colours. Like, that's cool. It reminds me of the Krish All Sorts. And that's another one. I love these sort of autumnal sort of colours. It's another one of theirs. This one as well. So there's kind of a bit of a theme going with the throws I like. They're kind of geometrical, but with blues and some warm earthy terracottas going through. So this is another one. Most of these are also crochet in a chunky garn. This one's just so pretty. Look at that. I mean, you could hang that on your wall. You know what I mean? That's what would be one way of adding colour to your wall. So these are all throws that are burnout. This one here reminds me of birchwood. So I do like this colour combination with these like pipings of darker garn going through. So Novita, so these are Lapland slippers. These have also been on my mind to make, and these are definitely going to be a Samhain must for me to get done at Samhain, for Samhain, for winter. I also want to make some mittens. This is Novita. This is actually a set, so this is mittens, and she's actually wearing a rowan berry pullover, which I also want to make. And maybe I have to go back. No, there's also in this pattern series, there's also these over the knee socks, which is so cool, which we'll see in a moment, that I want to do. So this is Novita again. I love the stitching on these knee-high socks. They're so thick and chunky, and I love the colouring of this sweater as well. And there's also a cable blanket in this little story as well by Novita. Recently I saw these new patterns in Novita. I think that's just a beautiful robe to make. These are some, I've got a book of a vest, and there's a few vests in there that are really plain and simple, but I like them. This is Novita again, so I love this pullover, especially with the granny square skirt, but I want to make it to the ground. I love this sort of colour combination and set, so definitely. So these are those rowan berry over the knee socks from Novita I was talking about. And there's a close-up of that jumper. Isn't that gorgeous? And the socks. Doo-ba-doo. So in that series of Novita with that kimono sort of dressing gown, they all have this gardening stuff. So I love the shape of this bucket hat. It looks so simple. You can't have enough bucket hats when you're doing horticultural stuff. I know it's kind of horticultural cliche, but anyway. So here's another one of those vests, and I like this one because it actually wraps and ties at the waist. I get distracted when things are floating in front of me when I'm working in my nursery or in the garden. To tie it up feels nice and, you know, out the way. So here's a close-up of the pullover, which is a rib over the skirt. And here is a rowan berry jumper. I mean, isn't that just gorgeous? It is just so... Could you imagine just wearing that on a very grey, bleak, cold day? That would just make you happy. Make me happy too. Look at him, isn't he sweetie? So this is Novita. There's a close-up of the throw, which with the previous jumper, and knee-high socks. Now, no, I'm not paid by any of these, okay? So here's the bag in that gardener sort of series with Novita as well that I would like, just simple tote. Here's another one of those tank tops in that book I mentioned. I think it's 21 vest. I think that's what it's called, don't quote me. So here's another Novita pattern. This is a sock. I just think this sock would be perfect with my poncho. Hang on, I'm just gonna, sorry about the lighting in here, guys. I probably should have done this during the day, but you know. See, that'll be perfect with my poncho, yeah? I'm also making very long wristers in white and red and burgundy, which is another Novita pattern. I like this granny square shawl, but I like when you sit back, you see how the squares are arranged in a sort of a pattern. I love that. I think it'll be perfect for Samhain. This is another sock by Novita, and this is in that gardening series, and you see the tulip. I think they're cool. I do need to get some, and this is another Novita mitten I like, and I've forgotten what that's called, the braid. Those of you that knit and that you will know exactly what I just can't think right now. Sorry guys. Yeah, so here's another top. Simple, but you know, you'll be able to hit that out of the park easy. Now this is actually a cake. This is icing on a cake, but isn't that just gorgeous, the coloring? I actually want to knit this as a cover for my lamps in my bedroom, because this is going to be my new color theme in my bedroom, is golden with blues and teal. So here's the wristers I mentioned, the Novita wristers. They actually are made to go with that poncho, which will be coming in a sec. This is a over the knee basic sock as well by Novita. I love this. It's very simple. Mushroom sock as well by Novita. So these are the patterns I really love and want to do. One of their recent sock patterns as well by Novita. I like the idea of a woolen tee, and this is Novita as well, so I like this one. I really want to do this. I just need to get some Garn that's a wool fiber, and also Garn that's wool fiber and for socks. I like this high-low cut of a tank as well. It's in that 21, you know, tank sort of thing. This is another cardi by Novita. I love the squirrels and the green theme. I love a pattern color of this granny square shawl. So here's a poncho in a different coloring. And that's it there. So she's actually got the wristers in golden there with the poncho. And I don't mind this skirt and top. That's a recent add to Yarn Inspirations. This is a Novita coat. This just is amazing. I think this is just be perfect for midwinter. This is another tank from that 21 Days of Tanks. A shawl by Novita. I'm sort of running out of time here. Another tank from that book. And this is a coat cardi from Novita. I think it's just gorgeous from that recent edition they made. It all seems garden themed. I think we're now back to I just made it. Yep. Woo! And so there are all the patterns. This is actually a throw by Cedar, and I'm actually going to be doing this. They did a 6-week recording, so 6 vlogs, and the pattern is free by Cedar. It's Winter Berry. I think it's a really good pattern for beginners. I'll add a link to it. I'm not affiliated in any way. I'm just doing it myself. I think it's perfect for fall and going into winter as well, Samhain. Doing this knit along. I'm also doing the crochet along, the Jubilee crochet along, which is also a Cedar pattern as well. I'm not into the royals by any stretch of the imagination because of my ancestry, but I do like the coronation throw. I think it's cool. It's sort of like a snapshot of time as well too, so I'm doing that as well. Anyway, so that is my crazy Garn adventures right now. And next time I do a Garn recording, I'm hoping to actually have had a few more pieces done and a bit more to share with you. And thank you for being patient and hanging around, even though I haven't been uploading consistently. I will get back on top of it. It is what it is. Just gotta get on top of these assignments too.